Good morning. Good morning. You look beautiful this morning. You're welcome. We are extremely blessed in the Army, are we not?
Yes.
That should get a big amen. The Salvation Army offers us amazing opportunities to do many different amazing things. And one of those things is Salvation Service Corps. And the SSC has given me a great journey in my life, not just across the world, but also it literally changed my life. I was called to be a Salvation Army officer when I was 14, but I thought God had got it wrong because I thought public speaking, no, thank you, I don't want to do that. I wasn't a big fan of people, sorry. Clothing the naked, loving the unloved, that's not what I wanted to do. So I let that get in my way, and I ran for a long time. When I was a freshman in college, I decided to sign up for the SSC, and I got accepted. But I was dating someone who wasn't a great guy, and he said that he would miss me too much. So I let that get in my way, and I said no. And I missed out. And after I graduated college, I began my career, and I started dating someone else, so I thought I was going to marry, and I had planned my life out. And then someone mentioned SSC again. And I thought, I really want to do this. I really want to go. But I was afraid that they wouldn't accept me because of what had happened last time. But they did. And I was chosen to be a leader on the team going to the Dominican Republic. And I had the support of my boyfriend, my family, and my friends. And I knew God was going to speak to me that summer. But I didn't know that he was going to yell. And that summer completely changed my life. I saw how big God actually was. He was bigger than my little world, bigger than me, bigger than the Salvation Army even. And in the Army in the U.S., we as officers, we aren't guaranteed a paycheck, but we usually get one. We aren't guaranteed a car or a house, but we usually get one. And that summer, I saw officers who hadn't had a paycheck in over 6 months, trusting in God. They were able to feed the children in their community every day who wouldn't otherwise be able to eat. God took care of them because they put their trust in him. And they didn't let things stand in their way. I want to be like that. We did VBS that we had planned for 150 kids. Can some of those officers imagine 150 kids for VBS? We planned for 150, but over 350 showed up. And some had walked over 2 miles on dirt roads to get there. They didn't let things get in their way. I want to be like that. I saw believers who literally had nothing, living in shacks, no running water, no food, but gave everything they did have to praise the Lord and let the work of the army grow. They didn't let things stand in their way. I want to be like that. It was a humbling experience because here, if the electricity goes off in our core buildings or if it's too hot and we don't have air conditioning, we go home. But there, people worshiped in the dark if they had to. It's beautiful to see people not let anything get in their way of what God has asked them to do. I want to be like that. And after that, I wasn't able to say no anymore. I had to change my plans and make them his plans for my life. God had called me to something more than myself, and I could no longer say no. That summer had changed my life, and when I got home, I had to get rid of the things that kept me from following God's plan for my life. And yes, that included that nice young man who I planned on marrying, but he was nice, but he didn't want to be an officer. And my career path had to change. And it was crazy how fast God worked when I finally said yes to the plans for my life. Within 6 months of returning home, I had a new job. I had been accepted to training, and that following summer, I was asked back to lead a team of SSC to Antigua. That summer changed my life too, but that's for another time. If you have ever thought of doing Summer Service Corps, all I have to say is do it. Do it now. Don't wait. Don't allow things to get in the way. Don't allow yourself to get in the way. God can do great things in and through you if you allow him to do so. You won't be all officers, I know that, but if you have never know what God will call you to do, You'll be surprised at how God speaks to you. And if you're lucky, he will yell. Thank you.